Some of the smartest people you know are still broke, not struggling because they lack intelligence, not because they didn't work hard, but because intelligence alone does not protect you from financial failure. In fact, in many cases, it makes things worse. Doctors, engineers, professionals, high earners, still living paycheck to paycheck, still stressed about money, still one unexpected expense away from panic. This video isn't about budgeting tips. It's about the psychological traps that quietly keep people broke, even when they're smart enough to know better. And if you don't recognize these traps early, they don't just slow you down, they lock you in. Here's the uncomfortable truth most people avoid. Money does not reward intelligence, it rewards behavior. You can be highly educated and still make terrible financial decisions. You can understand finance and still sabotage yourself emotionally. You can earn more every year and still make no progress. Because money isn't an IQ test. It's a behavior test played over decades. Let's break down the 5 psychological reasons this happens. Reason 1. The intelligence illusion. The first trap is what I call the intelligence illusion. Smart people assume their intelligence will save them later. They tell themselves, "I'll figure this out eventually. I'm smart enough to recover. I'll optimize this when I have more time." That belief feels harmless, but it creates delay. And delay is deadly in money, because wealth is built on time in the system, not clever timing. The smartest people often overthink themselves into inaction. They research endlessly. They wait for the perfect moment. They assume they can outsmart risk. Meanwhile, the less intelligent but more disciplined person starts early, stays consistent, and compounds quietly. Money doesn't care how smart you are. It cares how long you stay patient. The irony is brutal. The smarter you are, the more likely you are to believe you can fix things later. And later is where wealth goes to die. Reason 2. Validation over security. The second trap is lifestyle validation. Smart people often tie their identity to success, and success must be visible. The car, the apartment, the lifestyle, the appearance of progress. They don't spend because they're reckless. They spend because they're validating an identity. I worked hard for this. I deserve this. I'll save once I earn more. But lifestyle inflation is silent. It doesn't feel dangerous until freedom is gone. High income becomes high pressure. Every raise is absorbed, every bonus disappears, and suddenly, despite earning well, you can't slow down. You can't step back. You can't say no. That's not wealth. That's dependence dressed up as success. Real wealth isn't what you can buy, it's what you can walk away from. Reason 3. Overconfidence. Bias. The third reason smart people stay broke is overconfidence bias. Being skilled in one area creates the illusion of universal competence. If you're good at your job, you assume you'll be good with money. If you can solve complex problems, you assume finance is just another system. But money is not purely logical. It is emotional, and ego is expensive. Overconfidence leads to overtrading, chasing complexity, ignoring boring fundamentals, refusing to admit mistakes. Smart people hate being wrong, so they double down instead of stepping back. Markets don't reward ego, they punish it quietly over time. The most financially successful people aren't the smartest. They're the most self-aware. They assume they are flawed. They build systems to protect themselves from their own instincts. That humility compounds. Ego doesn't. Reason 4. Delayed action thinking. The fourth trap is delayed reality. I'll start later. When I earn more. When things settle down. When I'm ready. Smart people believe future them will be more disciplined, but future you has more responsibilities, more expenses, more complexity, the same habits. Time doesn't create discipline, action does. The most dangerous lie in money is believing you can out-earn bad habits. You can't. Those who start small early almost always outperform high earners who delay, because compounding doesn't reward intelligence, It rewards early commitment. The perfect time never arrives, and every year you wait permanently raises the cost of winning. Reason 5, fear of simplicity. The final trap is the fear of simplicity. Smart people distrust boring solutions. Saving consistently feels too simple. Index investing feels too obvious. Managing expenses feels unsophisticated, so they chase complexity. Advanced strategies, risky shortcuts, speculation disguised as intelligence. But complexity doesn't build wealth. Consistency does. The most reliable financial strategies are boring for a reason. They work without your involvement. Smart people often want to feel smart with money, not just be successful with it. But wealth doesn't reward brilliance. It rewards avoidance of stupid mistakes. And simplicity protects you from yourself. Here's the uncomfortable conclusion. Most people stay broke not because they lack intelligence, but because they never master their behavior. They overestimate their ability. They validate instead of protect. They delay instead of commit. They chase complexity instead of systems. Wealth is not built by dramatic moves. It's built by quiet discipline repeated for years. Once you understand that, money stops feeling confusing. It starts feeling predictable. If this video forced you to rethink how you approach money, that discomfort is a good sign, because awareness is where financial freedom actually begins. If you want more breakdowns on money psychology, behavior, and systems, subscribe to Money Systems. We don't chase hype here, we build understanding that compounds.